every video in this series coming straight from the questions and the comments that you make below the videos or in my free community. And today we are answering the single most common growth question: how do I get lead list and how do I reach out without being spammy? So today's goal is to build a lead list and first email. We're gonna cover where the leads gonna come from, save the leads in one place, and send the first outreach email. Simple and personal. If you can get to step 3, you are ahead of most freelancers. And now let's see where the leads can come from. These are the lead sources that I'm gonna show today. There are more, but these are that we're gonna cover. Google Maps API. We are getting the business list of local businesses. Yellow pages, again, businesses in the specific country. Apify and Apollo, we can get business lists straight away with their managers, founders, and CEOs. These are the sources that we're gonna use. If you want another source, please comment down below or make a post in the community so I can cover it in the future videos. After we get the lead list, we're gonna normalize it in this format. So the business name, website that we're gonna need to scrape, email, the industry of the business, company description, so we can know how to personalize our email, the location of them, and the source, if it comes from Maps, from Yellow Pages, or Apollo. So this is gonna be the format of our lead list, which is gonna be a Google Sheet. The automation starts working when your list is boring and repetitive. Every tool, every list must look, every source, all of them must look same, just tidy, boring. This is what is working. Let's build our workflow now together. I'm gonna cover how to get the leads from Google Maps, from Apify dataset, and we'll try to scrape Yellow Pages to get the business information from there. And after that, we're gonna get a standardized list where we're gonna input all of these leads into a Google Sheet. Then we will do the enrichment. Enrichment means to get information about the business and just write it down next to the business column. And then we will email them. So first outreach email, we'll need their business name, website, what they do, and our services. So we can know how to draft the email. So short introduction, one relevant observation about them, one clear offer, and soft CTA to book a call. And we can send the email. This is the most simple path that you can start as a beginner in outreaching to leads, potential clients, let's say. Okay, let's start building. For Google Maps Scraper, I'm gonna go to my previous workflows and get the Google Maps node here. We're gonna get the HTTP requests from the video that I have covered. I'm gonna attach the link of the video that you can go and watch, and you can get this template also from the community, so you can use these nodes. And the only thing that you're gonna set is the API key from your Google Cloud. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna get these HTTP requests up to here to remove any duplicates or something, and I'm just gonna copy them here. So what we're gonna do here, this is the URL that we're gonna search with Google Maps, and here is gonna be our query. So what we're gonna search in Google Maps, this query can be inputted by you by any chat or something, or you can connect whatever you want, Telegram, WhatsApp, AI agent, whatever you want. I'm just covering the whole system and thinking, not the exact workflow in this video, because this is more important than just getting some template and after that you're not gonna know what to do. So I want you to understand the full concept. So the query, let's say we're gonna say cleaning business, or just how would you search in Google for these businesses. This is what you have to cover. So let's say construction company, or just construction. and location. And when you get your API key, just you have to add your API key here in the query auth. Just click new credential. For the name, you have to use key and your API key from your Google account. Then let's see, we're gonna run it, and we have our search results. And then what I'm doing here, I'm splitting out the results so I can get all 20 items from one search. When you search in Google Maps for some query, it's showing the first 20 items. Then what we are doing here, again with the same API, we just putting the place ID, and the fields that we want to get is name, formatted address, phone number, website, opening hours. Even the most important one for us is name, address, phone number, website. Even the opening hours is not that important for us. But anyway, we can get it. Let's now get all these leads information. Now, here is the address, phone number, name, opening hours, and the website that they have. So their website is Instagram. Then we are filtering all of them that have websites. So one of them don't have any website, and we are removing the duplicates if there are duplication in the website. So we are not inputting the same lead twice to send them email twice. We have to make sure our list is clean. And this is it, how from Google Maps we are getting 19 businesses right now. So now we're gonna put them into our sheet. Let's create our sheet. Okay, we are in Google Sheet. We're gonna say it day 2 lead video. And what we're gonna have here, we have covered here. So business name, website, email. Let me get these and put them here. Okay, we have our columns, and what we can add here as well, one column on left, just phone number. So in future you can send like SMS outreach, or you can call them directly. List here is done. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put all of the information that we have till now. Now we have the business name, the phone number, their website, industry, company description, their company description, location, and source. This is from Google Maps. So we know that this automation is from Google Maps. So we just say maps. And then we have to go to their website and get their email if available, industry, and company description. Let's add them to the list. Okay, now we have them. Now we have to access all of these web pages with HTTP request, and then we're gonna try to get their emails. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna come and say HTTP request, and for website we use their website, and we're gonna get. But now I want to prepare this HTTP request to be like a browser. This is why I'm gonna ask DeepSeek to make it. So I'm asking DeepSeek to, can you write a curl request for HTTP request not in n8n, so I can access website like it would do from a browser. I will use it to access business website and get their company description, industry, email, and sitemap. Sitemap means what kind of pages they have, so we can access the other pages like contact or services. How can we do that? Let's copy this curl, import it here. And here, instead of example website, we're gonna put the website that we have. It's gonna use user agent and etc. And let's see now how it's gonna work. It is better first to filter here and run it for one item, because now it's gonna try to run it for every item that we have. And this is the sitemap, and this is how we're gonna use it. So we're gonna start with the HTTP request to main website. Then we will extract this description, industry, emails, and the sitemap. So after that, we can access the other websites, the other pages. Now let's limit here to one item, and let's run it to have just one item to hit the HTTP request. So we are hitting the Instagram of London Construction Company. And now we have the HTML, and let's try to get their information from this HTML. Now I'm giving DeepSeek just a part of this HTML and the data, and telling it that write a JS code for the code node to clean the output of HTML, and it is writing the JS code now, so we will see what is gonna output for us. Let's see now. Let's use the JavaScript code and run it. Phone numbers, we have a lot of numbers here. Website structure, about page, we have nothing because it's Instagram. Let's see if we can make it a markdown to get some data from it, or we're not gonna be able to get any data because we cannot access the Instagram. So even in the filter, we can say add a condition, and the website does not contain Instagram. So then on this filter, we will have one less business, so we will not use their Instagram account. Let's use here append or update row, and for column to match, we're gonna use the business name. Let's run it, limit it to 1 now. Now what kind of business we have? Okay, we have their website. Okay, we have the HTML of them. We can either use the code node to get title, description, OG title, industry, location, we have it already. So these are the keywords, email, these are the phone numbers. So the only phone number that is real is this one. And we have their social medias, important pages are about us, etc. We have all of the pages and the text preview. So now either we can use this code node that was created from DeepSeek to input it into an AI to analyze everything and to get these additional fields filled. So the email, industry, company description, and after that what we're gonna add here is gonna be first email, but this will be later. Now we have to clean the list. Then we can use both sides to see what kind of results we're gonna get. So in the code node, we are connecting here an AI agent, and we're gonna say you are a help. We will say to this agent that you are an expert lead generation assistant. Your task is to output the company, industry, description, what they do, and something special about them, their email. We will give again the output format that we want to get. So we will say here email, we will say industry, and we will say company description, and that's it. And then we will copy this and require specific output format, and in the structured output parser we're gonna put this, and again we can use autofix format. For chat model, again I'm gonna use Mistral, so I want everything to be as free as possible so every beginner freelancer can use it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use Mistral small again and put it here. Okay, and we're gonna use the same agent down and try to get the same information from the markdown of the web page. So let's see what they're gonna output both. And for user message, we're gonna put the whole metadata from the previous node, that we're gonna click expression here, and we will use double brackets JSON to JSON string, so it can know the whole information. And here as well, from the markdown, whatever the markdown outputs, just expression, double brackets JSON to JSON string, how it was written here. Okay, and from the outputs, we're gonna just straight away, let's run the agent once. We have the output, email, industry, and company description. We're gonna put them into our Google Sheet, update a row, same sheet. What we're gonna match? We're gonna match the business name, or we can match the phone number because it's like a unique ID. Where we're gonna match it? From the limit. We're gonna remove the limit later on, so we can match it from the append row and match the phone number, and remove the business name, website, email, we're gonna get it from there. Industry, we're gonna get it from there. Company description, get it from there. And just remove these that we're not gonna need them. Okay, let's update the sheet now. And we have the email, industry, company description, the location, and the source. Now we are ready with this potential client to prepare the first email of this client. Let's make this whole structure for the other ones as well, and see how many we're gonna get right from these 20. And after that, we're gonna clean. So the ones that we have without emails, we're gonna delete them. Or we can move them to another sheet just to have all of them here. But for now, we will delete them. Okay, now let me remove the limit here, or I'm gonna make it just 50. And in the HTTP request, usually this is where we can get the errors, because when we're trying to access a website which is not allowing a HTTP request, it wants JS code, so it will make a mistake. So what we can do is just on error, we can just continue, or we can continue using the error output and just do nothing, or we can go and delete the Google Sheet. Or we can go and delete the lead from the sheet. Okay, now let's run the whole workflow. Let me pin this to get the same businesses here. And industry, company description, we will delete them, so it's not gonna delete the ones we have existing. Let's clear the execution and let's run it to see what it's gonna do. Let me get the lead list here. 18 items. Okay, 13 of them are good and 5 of them were with errors. Okay, now we have from 19 contacts that we have from maps. Let's see, let's remove the blanks. We have how many? 1, 2, 3. So from 19 businesses that we found from Google Maps, we have 13 emails and contacts. And let's see from the markdown how many of these emails it found. So let's use the table. Okay, this is found as well. It's found. Example. Let's see in the lead list if we have example. User@domain.com. Not available example. Okay, motto. So both ways worked, even with the markdown or with the code node that DeepSeek created. So both ways you can get the results. And we have updated the rows. So let me deactivate this one. So we're not going to use this part. Okay, and these 5 were the ones that we cannot access. We can access them manually, of course. But if you want to use the automation only, we can use this error tab to go to Google Sheets, update the row, and using the phone number of the business for email, say no access, industry, company description. And let's update the 5 of them. So now we have in our lead list no access and the emails. So later on, when we are using this list to send the emails, we can filter straight away from here to say where email says no access, filter them. So this is how we can keep all of the contacts. Maybe later we can go to their website and get their email, because you can see that it's verifying if you are a human or not, and then get straight away their email, their phone numbers, and etc. Or you can use some browserless automations with Python like Puppeteer or Playwright, but now I'm trying to keep the things simple. Now we have our leads from Google Maps. Now what we're gonna do is gonna be to fill the first email. And now first outreach email. Let's get this here and let's try. So we're gonna get from Google Sheets, we're gonna get the rows. So now we will get all of the rows. Let's get all of the rows from our lead list. And now we will filter and we will say if the email exist or is not empty, then continue. Now we have 18 items. Or we will say is not equal to no access, and here ignore case. So we will say on the filter, if the email is not no access, then okay, we have 14 items now. Let's say and is not empty. Okay, now we have 13 items. What we're gonna do is we're gonna use again the AI agent. We will get all of the information from the previous node, and we will say system message. This is the input, email draft. We will say this. We will say here on the system message, you are an expert business outreach first email writer. Follow this format. Email draft, short intro, one relevant observation, one clear offer, soft CTA. We will see our business is, let's say, AI automations. We offer AI automations. And we're gonna say our business is, you write your business details here, and say today is, so it can know the today's date. And that's it. The thing that it has to know is our business, their business, and what we can do. And then we will want the output to be, again, every time whenever you want something to be consistent, do this. Tell what kind of output you want. Subject, so we can use it later. Email, text, and then email address. That's it. And let's get this output and require specific output format again. Use it here, autofix format. For chat model, we use same Mistral. Just copy and paste it here. And that's it. And now for all of these businesses, we're gonna have the first outreach email to be ready. I have missed the quotation marks here. Okay, save. Let's run it now. Okay, we have all of the items. Now, Google Sheets, update a row. We choose our sheet. Column to match on is gonna be the phone number. Or now it's gonna be the email, because we have the email. Email address. And we'll delete everything except the first email. Now, on the first email, we will say subject this, email this. That's it. And now let's check the email. Hi, BBS construction team. I hope this email finds you well. I came across BBS impressive portfolio and noticed your extensive range of services in construction and design. With your busy schedule managing projects, I believe our AI automation services could significantly save your time and increase profitability. We specialize in automating lead generation, admin tasks, worker assignments, invoices, proposals, contracts, and setting up chatbots for better customer engagement. Our custom-made automation systems are tailored to businesses with revenues over 100K per year, ensuring they run more efficiently. I would love to explore how we can assist BBS Constructions in optimizing your operations. Are you open to a quick chat next week? And if they say yes and etc., we can book a call. And let's update now the rows. This is our lead list. And now what we have here, it's now we have the first email on all of them. And then either you can put it to, let's say, MailerLite, the email address of the person and etc. and subscription. You can set another workflow, which is gonna be get rows. Which is going to be get rows from the same sheet. Let's use the same filter and send the message to the email subject. So what we can do is, instead of getting first email, we can do here subject and email. So this will be better because we can map them better later on. Then we will have subject here and first email. But anyway, let's see now how we can get this subject line. So let's return to here and we're gonna update. So on the executions, I have to go to the execution that we did this, copy to editor so we can get everything. So I'm not gonna run the agent again. On update row, instead of first email, now we're gonna use the subject and email. Oh, because it is email text, because they've been duplicating. Okay, now subject and email text. Now it's gonna be much better. Now let's update. Let me pin these and update the rows. Okay, now our rows are updated. That's great. Now, when we get these emails here, we're gonna be able to drag and drop the subject, and in here we can use text or HTML and send the message. This is how the message would look. You can do HTML as well, and also we can use, for example, here on the filter or here on this agent to say make it a nice HTML in order to use our profile photo, links, and etc. in order to look like a good email. So let's make it here, but there are a couple of ways to do that. So again, we're gonna define below. For chat model, we're gonna use distral, codestral. We're gonna use either devstral or codestral because they are coding models. So it's gonna be really easy for them to use HTML. And we will say here, so we will say you are an expert HTML email designer. Make this email to nice looking HTML for first impression and outreach. White background, black text, and orange for accent. I will say this because this is my colors usually. And we can put and we can say socials, for example, website, portfolio, and etc. And we can use profile picture. And here on profile picture, you have to use an URL, which is in Cloudinary, for example, I have there. So let's use it. And we're gonna paste the link from Cloudinary for my profile picture. And then what we're gonna input here is gonna be the subject and email text. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna run it once, execute once. Now I'm telling you some techniques that you can use. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna send it to us. We have to remove this one. Here is the clean message. So what we're gonna do again, I've told you, require specific output format. And we will say output HTML. And in output parser, you're gonna use HTML output format. Now let's run it again. And now what we're gonna do is we'll use again the subject from here. And for HTML, we're gonna use the HTML from the AI agent. Turn off append n8n attribution, and for sender name, use some good looking name, for example, your real name. You can write it like this, or your business, whatever you want. And let's send the message now to myself and to see how it looks. And if it looks good, then we can copy the HTML of this email and make it as a template. And now this is the email, simple, connect with us, LinkedIn, website, portfolio. All of the links are there, best regards and etc. Simple, clean email, looking really good. And now, if we like this email, in order to save tokens, now what we're gonna do is gonna come to JSON here on the AI agent, close everything and copy this selection. And let's go to DeepSeek and say, write an JS code with this HTML template and put the information it will need with placeholders so I can feed it from the AI agent. Even I can say this will be the input because our email is written already. So let me just copy this selection and say this will be the input. This is the HTML. Let's see now if it's gonna work. We're gonna get from the filter code node and let's execute to see what it's gonna do. Missing required data. So from the filter node, we're gonna go and get all of the items, copy them, paste them here. So this will be the input of the JS code node, and it has to output the HTML email directly. Okay, now we have all of the HTMLs ready without using an AI agent, without spending any tokens. So let's see, I'm gonna send all of them to myself again, and let's see if they are gonna be looking good. Everything is same, we just drag and drop the code node HTML. So now it's gonna send 13 emails to myself. Okay, and as you can see, all of the emails are looking same. They're looking good. They have our LinkedIn, website, portfolio, my profile picture, and the text without spending any token. This will save you a lot of money, even if you are using better models to write your emails. Write once, get the template, make it a template, make DeepSeek or Cloud or ChatGPT to make it like a JSON, like a JavaScript code. Put it here and just input everything. And now I don't even need this because everything is here. And now when I want to personalize something, I can come to the code here. And you can see here is the link of my profile picture. I can just change it. Here are the social links. I can just change it. Or you can copy this and say, just add this, add that, and etc. And this will be the email part. So now this is sending emails. This is enriching the leads. This is writing the first emails. And this part is getting the leads. Okay. Now we have covered all three things that usually people do in lead generation. So now, what is the difference then if we are using Apify, Apollo, or Yellow Pages? The only difference is gonna be only these three nodes. This will be the difference because here we are getting the website and the name and the business and etc. Now, if I want to use Apify, for example, let's go to Apify and get a lead list from there as well. Now we go to Apify. There is a actor lead finder. You can see it, lead finder, $1.5 for 1K leads. Okay. Number of leads to fetch. Let's see. Okay, 100 leads, let's say. File name is gonna be, let's say, now job title. We can see job title. We can use manager or whatever you want, seniority level manager, marketing. So here you have to put your filters. Location, let's say United Kingdom, London, or we can say just United Kingdom. And then location exclude. We can exclude some places. Email status, here use validated always. Company website, we don't know their company website. Size, company size here. Industry, we can target industry. Keywords, revenue, we can say minimum revenue to be 100K in order to target them. Funding, and that's it. And now we can start straight away, and I'm using the free plan. So what it's gonna do, it's gonna run. Let's start running the actor. Okay, succeeded. Now we have all of these leads that we can get their LinkedIn's, emails, and etc. So now here is a button API, and then from this we can get the dataset items in order to get them in n8n. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna copy this ID. So this is the ID of the dataset. Now I'm gonna add here a node of Apify. Let's install the node. If you don't have it installed, just click install node. Okay. And now what we're gonna do? We're not gonna run the actor because we have already run it. And do not think about automating everything because you can just go there and click it. Either you're gonna click it from here or there. It's the same thing. Because this is not something that you're gonna do every day. You create one lead list with 3,000 people, for example. After that, you start connecting and trying to outreach them, trying to contact with them and get them as a clients. You don't scrape every day 3,000 leads. Get dataset items here, and we have to get the credentials for Apify. How I'm gonna get it? Let me just paste this code first. After that, I'm gonna get my credentials. Dataset ID. We're gonna put the ID here. So put your credentials, API key. You have to go to settings, API, and just copy your API key here. Save. That's it. And now we have the dataset ID limit. We're gonna use 200, so we can get all of them. And now let's run. We're gonna have 100 items here. And from all of these items, we have straight away the email, full name, job title, LinkedIn company name, and etc. If you want more detailed lead list, you can add these columns that you have here. to the lead list, or you can make another sheet. For example, let's say Apify. You can make another sheet and input all of these things into the sheet. And now what we've been doing here, in order to get the email of the person, scraping their website and etc., now from Apify we are directly getting it, and this whole thing becomes here just to add them to Google Sheet, and that's it. You can append the row to sheet 2. Even if you want, we can map automatically, so everything is gonna be mapped automatically there. So the columns are gonna be first name, last name, email, personal details, and etc., keywords, company description, and stuff. So let's put it like this once. Now you see that we have all of the emails, company days, and etc., and also we have the company description. So now what we are doing here, we are just adding, insert one column, right? What we're gonna write here, subject, and one more column to write, email, text. And now we have our items, we have everything imported. Just here, instead of getting the rows from the first sheet, we're gonna get the rows from the second sheet. And now here on the filter, instead of this email, it's gonna be with small letter email. And email is not empty. But we know that they are not empty, but in any way we're gonna filter it. Let's filter 99 items. So we have one without email. Is not equal to no access and is not empty. And now in our AI agent, we have all of the information about the person. But in order to not spend that many tokens, we can straight away choose only the first name, last name, job title, and company description, and etc. But if we get all of the items, it's gonna make it more personal. So it's gonna know the revenue, the company annual revenue, and etc. And now if I run it, and here on the update row, I have to choose again sheet 2. And when I choose sheet 2, it's gonna use email. So let's run this. Okay, now we have all of the emails generated. What we're gonna do here, we're gonna column to match on, we will use the email address of the person. We will remove all of the columns, everything up to the end, and we will keep subject and the email text here. And then on sheet 2, we'll just add them. Now we will see all of the subjects and email text. They are filled now, and they are ready for outreach. Done. This was the second part. And now first outreach email. Just here, you know the drill now. We just change it to sheet 2, get all of them, filter them, so it cannot check. This is the email filter, 99 items. This will make sure that all of the HTMLs are already written. And now imagine how much you are saving with this technique. We have created only one email with the agent. We spent that tokens, and now with this JavaScript, we are not using any email or anything. Imagine how long and how much tokens it's gonna take for us to create 99 emails. Imagine 1,000 emails, and now we have them created already. And let me execute once this, just to send it again to me. And here, after that, you have to put the email from here. So from the filter, you have to put the email. And now we have the subject and we have the HTML. Let's send it once. Okay, and let's check the email. Now I have an empty email because I saw this email text was with small letter like this. So it has to be the same as we set it with the sheet 1. So let's see if we get the rows now and get the filter now and run the HTML. And now let's see if the HTML is gonna be filled. Yeah, now it's filled. Now let's send it. Because sometimes when something in your columns or something is different, this code will not run right because it is set for specific template. And now, as you can see, we have our email already with the same things, connect with us and etc. Everything is here. We can add PS messages, whatever we want. After covering maps and Apify from Apify Apollo scraping, we have yellow pages. So the yellow pages websites are like this. So you can search for construction companies, let's say, and you can see when you click the company, you can see their number, email, website, you can access them. But almost most of them now made that we cannot access this through HTTP request. If we try to make an HTTP request to these websites, they say forbidden, perhaps credential check. So in order to bypass this, we have to use some libraries like Puppeteer or Playwright. There are nodes like Puppeteer, like this, get page content, PDF and screenshot and etc. So to automate browser interactions, and you can put the URL here on Puppeteer, and then this will get the page content and the query parameters and etc. But this is a long way to go. If we execute the step now, failed to launch, connect to browser. So we have to connect and install Puppeteer browser settings in our n8n backend, and after that we can use this. Or there are things like AirTop. This can query a page with pagination, scrape a page, hover on an element. Basically whatever you can do on a browser, this can do. And when you create a session and go to the page, so it can scrape the page, and then you can get the details of this company, and you can do the same things after that. When you get the details of the companies, you can directly get their email, again enrich the email with their details about the company, then write the first emails, then send the first emails. And this is the way. But if I have to cover it now, the video is almost hour and a half, it's gonna become 3 hours, so this will be a topic for another video. And this is gonna be it. This is how a couple of questions in the YouTube comments and in my community became a really good video for thinking and building lead generation workflows in n8n, and using Apify, using requests, enriching them, preparing them for email campaigns and outreach and etc. So tomorrow's question is one of the most asked one again: how to schedule and post in social medias like LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram and etc. So we can make, for example, a monthly content, and after that leave it to post itself in these platforms. And I'm trying always everything to be free as much as possible, so your guys can use them and can test them for yourself. After that, if you want to improve the quality of the things, you can of course pay for the platforms, pay for the LLM models to write better and etc. And if you want your questions to be answered next, drop down in the comments, join my free community from the link below, and there you can ask as well. And if you join the academy, you're gonna be directly accessing me, and you will have the courses, the thinking patterns, everything that you will need in order to know how to build these type of systems and how to think about them. And yes, we have covered the day to goal. That's it. Make sure you like and subscribe, and see you tomorrow. Thank you.